Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Hope you guys are all having a wonderful day. Today's upload is going to be a long-range forecast update, basically talking about the next 8 to 14 days, possibly even 15 to 20 days, about the upcoming temperatures, the precipitation outlook, in general, just the weather update. However, before we dive further into this video, I'd really recommend you guys to subscribe to my channel. It's free. It really supports my channel a lot, gets my videos out to more people. And if you're wondering why to subscribe to my channel if you haven't even watched the video, well, just something to keep in the back of your mind. You could watch the whole video, check out my channel, and then you could decide whether to subscribe and even like the video if you're really feeling thankful and awesome. So that is a really awesome thing you could do if you want to. But moving on, let's jump right into this. So you can see that overall right now it's going to be a fairly nice weekend for at least the center part of the country. The Northeast may be seeing some showers tomorrow, so that isn't going to be the best weather for beaches or even just outside activities, outdoor events. However, what I do want to talk about is also the storminess that will be occurring across the central, basically the Midwest and the Northeast and parts of the South, excluding Florida, because they may be actually experiencing some cooler, drier and cooler conditions. But much of the country here will be experiencing wetter conditions and also cooler conditions. So in general, stormier, wetter, and cooler conditions are expected. So let's just run through this. Actually, first I want to show you NOAA's 8 to 14 day outlook. You could see much of the United States is in below average temperatures. Or at least the center part of the country is like basically the center, the dome of the United States, just smack right in the center, and the outskirts, like you can see southern Texas, Florida. So it's basically if someone put a ring of cold ice or just put like a droplet of water, and it just expanded its effects across the United States, and it just left the warmer, nicer weather to the Northeast, the Southeast, and the Northwest and the West. So there definitely is going to be some cooler conditions in the center part of the country. And in terms of precipitation probability, as I was saying, basically it's going to be this swath of moisture running much of the southern part of the country extending into the Northeast. However, the Northwest and southern parts of Florida may be drier than average. So, and remember, that is just 8 to 14 days out. That is not a seasonal outlook. That is just next 8 to 14 days. If you're wondering exactly which 8 to 14 days, what days it's valid, it's from August 19th to 25th. So that gives you a little perspective. But I want to give you a further in detail description of what we can expect. So right now you can see showers and thunderstorms, along with this front that's stalled out basically across the Northeast this weekend. This is Monday, August 13th. And you can see that there's a system that starts forming from the southwest, eventually brings in quite a bit of moisture from the monsoon area and the Gulf of Mexico, combining from the Pacific remnants of the hurricanes and tropical storms, and basically forms this system that essentially just gets into the Midwest, delivers some showers and thunderstorms into the center part of the country, and also some rain that eventually moves into the Northeast. And you can see that kind of sits there for quite a long time. And that's the thing with these summer storms, these systems, that they tend to kind of sit in one place, not really moving much. They're not quick movers, and they just tend to stall and spin the thunderstorm up. It's same day after day, sometimes the same locations, and that could lead to some flooding. But I know that a lot of the areas here in the central part of the United States are in drought, so they definitely need that rain. They'll take anything they'll get. Some areas, I think, are actually in exceptional drought, which is very concerning. I know some of the interior parts of the Northeast are in drought, but I'm not sure if that has worsened or not worsened. I think it has gotten better. It improved with all the rain the Northeast has been getting. And you can see another system's develops. This is already Monday, August 20th. This is a week from tomorrow, which is Monday. And another little system forming. This one's going to be more quick moving. You can see it already moves out. But then potentially a third system on the same week, Tuesday, August 21st. So you can see the pattern that there's going to be quite a bit of storminess. And something cool to point out to you guys, look at that. There's a little bit of blue colors right there. That is some snow in the higher elevations of British Columbia. That is very, very cool, since, I mean, it's just a welcome sight, because I'm kind of getting a little bit tired of summer, and just seeing some snow on the maps, on the models, is a little bit getting me excited for the winter months that are approaching quickly. But let me show you the total accumulated precip map, which basically shows you where you live, and pick out your area where you live, and it shows you how much rain where you live can fall. And you can see, if, say, let's pick an area like Kansas City, Missouri, around 4 or 5 inches of rain. Let's pick an area like northwestern Arkansas, potentially up to 6 inches of rain in the next 384 hours. So this is spanning from now, which is Sunday, all the way to August 27th. August 27th, which is a Monday. And you can see that in general, the west and the northwest, as we saw through NOAA's prediction, 8 to 14 days, it is going to be below average in terms of moisture. The west, again, nothing too significant in terms of rain. The southeast will be getting quite a bit of rain, but again, not as much as they have been having, which is a good thing. You can see that actually the GFS is showing quite a bit of rain in South Florida. However, NOAA's showing, if you look to the precip map, below average conditions. So that is a little bit iffy. We don't really know. I don't really know at this point whether it's going to be below like NOAA's showing, or whether the GFS is getting onto something. The northeast still wet and stormy, so it's not going to be an all-day event. These storms that are going to be passing through, it's usually going to be a buildup of several days, just these storms that kind of train over the same area, which could lead to some flooding. But at this point, the amounts aren't looking too huge, or just looking a little bit above average. And again, what I also want to say is this map does not do a too good justice when it comes to the actual individual storms that could be forming and training over the same area. So what I mean by that is you could see these little pockets of yellow, purple, orange, and some of these can be, huge in one area. Like, say, you can see right there, northern Kansas may be receiving, according to this, up to 12, 14 inches of rain, and that is because of a singular thunderstorm that trained over the same area. But a couple miles to the north, or to the southwest, it could be basically 1 or 2 inches. So that is, again, the thing with thunderstorms. It's really hard to predict the actual rainfall. So if you live in Indiana and, say, Indianapolis, I would estimate anywhere from 2 to 6 inches at this point. I know that seems ridiculously a huge range, but at this point we don't know whether you may get hit by a thunderstorm and get potentially up to 5 inches, or you may get missed and get 2 inches max. So that is something to keep in the back of your mind. Also, what I would like to look at is the temperatures. So let's go to 2-meter temp anomaly, which basically show you, or anomaly, sorry about that, and that basically shows you what the GFS thinks based on Celsius and based on the average data that is collected from 1981-2010, what they think, where they think the GFS will be below average, and where they think it will be above average in terms of temperatures. The below average temperatures are marked in the blue, and above average temperatures are marked in the red and pinks. And right now, this is actually on hour 384. Let's go back to hour 0, which is currently right now. You can see that the pattern that NOAA's showing right here isn't showing too well yet, but that is still yet to develop. And right here, you can see these little waves coming in essentially from Canada, and just developing in the central United States. And as you can see, that it is going to be true what they're saying. Warmer across the northwest, warmer across the southeast and the northeast. But then in the center of the country, cooler and wetter conditions. So that's going to be the main main point of this long-range outlook, is to inform you that that essentially the center of the country will be wetter, cooler, and stormier. And the other parts of the country, like the northwest, may be drier, but the northeast may be warmer but still wetter, and stormier. So you can see the cold air in the middle still persists fairly. It's actually fairly strong. It doesn't want to go away. It's fairly stubborn. Doesn't really want to move in any direction. It's just basically collapsed by the warm air from all sides, and it just sticks there for a while. And you can see right there, we actually start seeing some really below average temperatures. Doesn't mean it's cold. Doesn't mean it's 60s or 50s. They may during the night get down to the 50s and 40s in high elevations, but this does not mean below freezing temperatures by any means. This is just below average. So if your average is, say, 80 in Des Moines, Iowa, and this is up to 12 degrees below average, then you'll be seeing temperatures maybe like 68, 69, 70s. So that is something like that to keep in the back of your mind also. And you can see that eventually this cooler air in this pattern may shift, and this starts dissipating and the cooler air starts off in the northwest, and you may be seeing a ridging in the east and a trough in the west, which would be typical with an El Nino pattern. However, we still haven't developed an El Nino pattern, so that is something I also want. I'll do an update on the El Nino, I think, in a couple of days, so I'll be talking about that. And I think that's basically it, guys. I informed you about the temperatures, informed you about the precipitation amounts. If you want to go to the NAM 12KM, let's check this out. And let's go to precipitation/moisture. And this will give you a better look of what's to come in the near future. The GFS gives you a longer range outlook, a look at what's to come in the next 12 to essentially 15 days. And the NAM just goes out to 84 hours, which I think extends into maybe sometime late next week, midweek. And you can see, again, northeast stormier in the northeast, but generally nothing too much. These storms that will be passing by won't be huge storms like you see in the wintertime where they cover huge amounts of real estate. It will just be, a low system with a bunch of storms spinning around it like small cells. Sometimes, they pass through and then they dissipate and then re-strengthen as they move further to the east or the north or the south in whatever direction they're moving. So you can see the northeast, again, there could be quite a big wave coming in on Monday, Tuesday, and then there's this storm that starts developing right here. You can see it's just like this basically scattered, widespread event that isn't too densely packed with precipitation. It's more of these single cells. While you are under one single cell, you can get absolutely poured on and dumped on with rain. However, it definitely isn't going to be all-day soakers, so that's a good thing. But you could see that's how far it goes out, 84 hours, which is midweek, this upcoming week, August 15th. And that is basically it for today's video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please consider subscribing to my channel. Please consider liking the video. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next episode.